A sister is asking me a question that she's been suffering her husband for so many years and he is not releasing her because she's looking for divorce and he's not giving her divorce. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. If there is a sister whose life is being miserable under living a life under threatening husband, abusing life, or causing too much domestic violences, well, it's good for this woman wherever she's living. It's like living in India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, or any Muslim countries. They can simply go to the court and file for khula, so they will be able to get a khula. But if you're living in a West, if you're living in a USA, if you're living in Canada, or if you're living in Australia, New Zealand, or any European countries or un-Islamic country, if you're living in an un-Islamic country, you need to find some Sharia council, or you need to look for an imam who usually declares and they sign the paper, they give you declaration of khula. So if your husband, now there's two types of khulas here. The one he will cooperate, or the other one which is uncooperate. Cooperating means basically he will just tell you, okay, no, I'll let you go, you go. The another type of husband is, okay, I have spent this money on you. If you give me back my haq mahar or whatever the money I've spent, I'm going to let you go. So this is the end of the story. So on the other hand, if the husband is a criminal, like he's a very bad type of person, uncooperative, and he doesn't care, he doesn't cooperate to no one, he doesn't talk to imam, he doesn't involve in anything, he just hold you like a hostage. You're living a life like a hostage. And what do you have to do? You have to contact the local imam. You have to contact the local Sharia council, the one who has the right to issue the declaration paper. If you have enough evidence to prove that you have an abusive husband, if your husband is a criminal or your husband is not right for you, you've been living so many years in abusive life, he's been physically abusing you or verbally abusing you, you have no peaceful in your mind, you have enough evidences, and now he's not gonna get rid of you, even if you're giving him his haq mahar bahar and he's not cooperative at all. There's no chances of it. If you do not have no chances at all, then the final chance is you contact the Sharia council, you ask something called annulment. Annulment of marriage in Muslim is something that judge decides for a woman for a protection of a Muslim sister. If a Muslim sister is living a life in Canada or America, she's living a life like that under abusive life, and the husband is totally out of control, and let's say you file the dispute and you have enough evidence, like an OP, like an order of protection, you have a DV, like a domestic violence report, and you have filed the petition in a civil court trying to get rid of him, getting a civil court divorce. Even that is done, that is not a divorce until you get a annulment from the Mufti or the judge who declares now you're Islamically divorced. So if the husband is totally uncooperative, he's been harassing you, been living a life under like domestic violences, and you don't see no chances that person is the person is not cooperative, and you don't see any chances, then you have the right, as a Muslim sister has the full right to contact the Mufti or the judge, tell him, explain him the problem, and produce all your evidences, collect all your evidences before you reach out to any Mufti or judge, so you'll have enough to prove that this person is been doing for so many years. Like for example, we receive so many cases on the Sharia Council of America from all over Canada, from America, that the sisters are being living a life under a big stress, that they have made them a psychological patient, and finally they found a way to contact someone to get rid of this problem. And alhamdulillah, there's so many sisters, after so many years, they're sending a lot of du'as, because we issued them a final declaration of a Faskh nikah, which is like an annulment, that the judge declares this woman to be divorced from this kind of a person. So Islam is not something like that only gives a right to the man to give the talaq, or else like she's going to be your property, you do whatever you like, you beat her, you do whatever you like, she's your property. Because in the Quran it says, Surah Nisa verse number 34, Rijalu qawmun al-nisa. That does not mean like, you try to dominate her, you try to occupy her. She is not a slave, she's not something, she's a partner of your life. You have given equal rights. So that the woman is not happy from the husband, she has a long history of abusing and the harassments and the domestic violence, if she have enough evidences. So the final point to reach out is to reach out to any mufti or any Sharia counsel, the one who really works in that field, who issues the divorces to the Muslim women living under a situation. So finally, this is the point to reach out to the judge and the mufti, and they will file it for you, and you'll finally, in the Islamically, you are no longer obligated with your husband anymore. You are surely legally divorced in Islam.